Beneath the leaves, under the bark, and deep within the soil lies a hidden world, a universe ruled not by size or strength, but by sheer survival. Here, life is condensed into miniature battles, silent hunts, and unimaginable transformations. This is the insect realm, where instinct reigns supreme and every moment is a struggle to exist. A single drop of dew becomes a lake. A fallen twig becomes a fortress. And within this microscopic kingdom, creatures wield weapons so bizarre and deadly that even the fiercest jungle predators would tremble. If only they could see them. Take the bullet ant, for instance. It looks ordinary, almost fragile, but one sting from this soldier of the Amazon can leave a human writhing in pain for hours, an agony described as being shot. To survive in such chaos, the bullet ant has evolved into a disciplined warrior, ready to sacrifice everything for its colony. Nearby, an army of driver ants surges forward like a living flood. Their strength lies in unity, millions of jaws snapping in perfect rhythm. They strip entire forests of life, leaving nothing but bones and silence in their wake. Even the mighty scorpion retreats when the swarm arrives. Yet not all in this world are predators. Some, like the butterfly, rise from the dirt and darkness, breaking free from their cocoons in a transformation so miraculous it borders on spiritual. From crawling creature to delicate winged dream, a symbol that even in nature's harshest cycle, there is beauty born from struggle. But harmony never lasts long. Lurking in the shadows, a praying mantis sways gently with the breeze, its stillness deceiving. In a heartbeat, it strikes, jaws crushing, eyes cold, motionless again. For the mantis, this is not cruelty. It's survival. Here, in this secret empire beneath our feet, life and death are bound together, inseparable, eternal. Every creature, from the tiniest mite to the fiercest wasp, plays its part in maintaining the fragile balance of the earth. And as the sun sets, the ground itself seems to move, alive with countless lives continuing their endless wars. This is just the beginning. As the golden sun climbs above the horizon, the vast plains of Tanzania awaken. Endless grasslands stretch to the edge of sight, a living ocean of motion, color, and sound. Here, every dawn marks the start of another battle, another race for life. This is the Serengeti, home to one of the greatest natural spectacles on Earth. Over 2 million wildebeests, zebras, and gazelles begin their epic migration, a circular journey spanning nearly 2,000 kilometers. It's a pilgrimage written into their blood, driven by ancient instincts that tell them where to find the rains, where the grass grows green again. But every step forward is a step closer to danger. In the tall grass, lionesses crouch low, eyes fixed on the herd. They are patient, silent, the very embodiment of focus. When the moment comes, they explode from cover with terrifying precision. A blur of muscle and dust, a chase lasting seconds, but deciding the fate of both hunter and prey. Victory here means survival for the pride. Failure means hunger, perhaps death. The hyenas follow from a distance, opportunists, cunning and relentless. They wait for the lions to tire, then move in, their laughter echoing across the plain like a cruel chorus. To them, there is no honor in the hunt, only the certainty of the meal. Nearby, the cheetah, the fastest land animal, prepares for her own hunt. Unlike lions, she relies on speed, grace, and timing. In just a few seconds, she can accelerate from stillness to over 100 kilometers per hour. But one mistake, one stumble, and her fragile body could shatter. She must choose wisely, for every hunt could be her last. As the rains return, rivers swell, cutting across the plains like serpents of silver. When the herds reach the Grumeti River, the real test begins. Waiting in the murky depths are Nile crocodiles, ancient monsters that have witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations. Silent, still, patient, until the first hoof touches the water, then chaos erupts. In seconds, hundreds of wildebeests are dragged below, their cries swallowed by the river. Yet even in this brutality, nature maintains balance. The survivors cross the crocodile's feed, and the circle of life continues, as it has for millions of years. Above them, the wind carries the scent of rain and blood across the open savanna. The predators rest, the prey graze nervously, and somewhere beyond the horizon, new life begins. For in Tanzania, death is never the end. It is the beginning of renewal. Rising from the golden plains of Tanzania like a god carved from stone, Mount Kilimanjaro stands alone, silent, ancient, and eternal. Its snow-capped peak pierces the clouds, towering over the land at nearly 6,000 meters. It is a world of extremes, from blistering savannas below to frozen glaciers above. A place where life defies logic, and yet somehow it thrives. At the mountain's base, the air hums with life. Elephants wander through the misty forests, their massive silhouettes ghost-like among the trees. Each step they take shapes the land, breaking branches, clearing paths, creating space for new growth. They are not just wanderers, they are gardeners of the earth. Where elephants walk, forests breathe again among the roots. Colobus monkeys leap between branches with effortless grace, their black and white coats flashing like shadows in motion. High above them, the hornbill's echoing call cuts through the morning stillness, a reminder that even in isolation, the mountain sings with life. As we climb higher, the forest gives way to heathland and then to barren rock. The air grows thin, the temperature drops. Only the hardiest plants and creatures endure here, like the giant groundsels whose strange prehistoric forms seem frozen in time. They stand like silent witnesses to the mountain's changing moods, their thick leaves protecting them from the cold and sun alike. At the summit, the world becomes otherworldly. Ice and sky merge into one. No sound of life, only the whisper of the wind. From here, you can see nearly all of Tanzania. The Serengeti plains shimmering like an endless sea, and the clouds rolling beneath your feet like tides. It feels as though you are standing between worlds, between Earth and eternity, but Kilimanjaro is not immortal. Each year, its glaciers retreat, melting into memory. The white crown that once defined it is vanishing, drop by drop. And as the ice disappears, so too does the balance it brings. The rivers that flow to the savannas, the moisture that sustains the plains. When Kilimanjaro's snows are gone, the land below will feel its loss. Still, even in its slow surrender, the mountain endures as a symbol of strength, of change, of the fragile thread connecting all life. From the smallest insect in the forest soil to the eagle soaring above the summit, everything here is bound by one truth. To live is to adapt, and as the sun sets over Kilimanjaro, its shadow stretches across the plains, touching every creature, every breath, every heartbeat below. As dawn breaks, the mist rolls gently over a vast bowl of emerald and gold. Ngorongoro Crater, one of the last true Edens on Earth. Formed from a collapsed volcano millions of years ago, this colossal natural amphitheater shelters an astonishing concentration of life. It is as if all of Africa's wilderness has gathered here, in one sacred place. From above, the crater appears still, serene, but step inside, and the illusion shatters. Here, predator and prey coexist within the same ancient walls. It's a closed world, where every breath counts, and every sunrise could be your last. Across the golden grass, a herd of wildebeests grazes cautiously, their ears twitching at every sound. In the distance, the low growl of a lion rumbles through the morning haze. The crater is home to one of the densest lion populations in Africa, kings and queens of this sunken paradise. But even they must fight to hold their crowns. Young males challenge the old. The defeated are cast out, left to wander the rim alone, their roars echoing in solitude. Nearby, a black rhino moves like a relic from another age. Slow, deliberate, armored by time itself. Each step it takes is a triumph of endurance. There are fewer than 1,000 left in the wild, and here in Ngorongoro they cling to survival under constant watch. They are ghosts of a dying dynasty, reminders of what the world could lose if greed and apathy prevail. In the shallow lakes glistening under the sun, flamingos gather by the thousands, painting the water pink with their reflection. They feed, dance, and rise in synchronized waves, a living canvas of motion and color. But beauty here is fleeting. As the dry season approaches, water vanishes, forcing life to shift and adapt once again. Those who cannot move perish. Those who can migrate. Guided by instincts older than memory, and circling high above it all, a martial eagle scans the crater with piercing eyes. From its lofty throne, it sees everything, the hunters, the hunted, the endless ballet of life and death below. Even from the skies, it is clear. Balance here is fragile, yet fiercely maintained. By sunset, the crater glows red and gold, as if the earth itself were on fire. The wind carries the scent of grass and dust, and the distant echo of roaring lions. It is a reminder that this place, though beautiful, is not gentle. It is raw, unforgiving, and sacred. Ngorongoro is more than a sanctuary. It is a mirror, reflecting the essence of our planet's soul. Here, creation and destruction walk hand in hand, forever bound by the rhythm of existence. To the north of Ngorongoro lies a place unlike any other on Earth. Lake Natron, the lake of fire and reflection. From the air, it glows like a sheet of liquid glass painted in hues of crimson, rose, and blood red. But behind this surreal beauty lies danger. This lake, so dazzling to the eye, is deadly to most life that dares approach. Fed by mineral-rich springs and volcanic runoff, Lake Natron's waters are saturated with sodium carbonate and alkaline salts, reaching temperatures that can exceed 60 degrees Celsius. Its pH level rivals that of ammonia, capable of burning and preserving carcasses like stone. Birds that crash into its mirrored surface are often calcified by the minerals, frozen in ghostly stillness like statues guarding the lake's secrets. And yet, impossibly life persists. From this hostile cradle, lesser flamingos are born. Every year, hundreds of thousands gather on Natron's shores, transforming this deadly basin into a living sea of pink. They build nests of hardened salt and mud, their eggs balanced precariously above the caustic ground. Only here, in this hellish landscape, are their chicks safe from predators. For lions, hyenas, and even humans cannot reach them through the burning water. It is a paradox only nature could craft. A lake that kills most life, yet protects and sustains the delicate. A place where death itself becomes a guardian of birth. Above the lake, Oldoinyo Lengai, the mountain of God, looms in silence. It is the only active volcano that spews nitrocarbonatite lava, dark and fluid like ink. When it cools, it turns white, covering the land in a ghostly ash, as if the mountain breathes frost instead of fire. The Maasai people believe it is sacred, the dwelling of their gods. They do not fear it, they revere it. When night falls, the surface of Lake Natron reflects the stars with eerie perfection. It's as though the heavens themselves have descended to rest upon the earth. The air smells of salt, sulfur, and something ancient, the scent of a world that remembers the beginning of time. Here, creation and destruction share the same face, and as the flamingos rise at dawn in a storm of pink and silver wings, their chorus fills the sky. Proof that even in the harshest corners of our planet, life finds a way. Beyond the plains and volcanic hills, where the winds carry the scent of dust and grass, live the Maasai, proud, tall, and unyielding, the guardians of East Africa's untamed heart. For centuries, they have walked these lands side by side with the great beasts of the savannah. To the Maasai, the earth is not just a home, it is a living spirit, a mother that gives and takes in equal measure. Their villages, called enkangs, form circles of protection made from thorny acacia branches, not to keep out other humans, but to guard their sacred cattle. To the Maasai, cattle are life itself, food, wealth, dowry, and offering. Every dawn begins with the lowing of cows and the laughter of children. Every sunset ends with songs that rise into the golden air, songs of gratitude, courage, and remembrance. Here, tradition is not a memory, it is breath. Boys become warriors through the Ionoto ceremony, where endurance, bravery, and respect for nature are tested. A Maasai warrior, or Moran, is taught to face lions not with fear but with understanding. For centuries, they hunted lions as a rite of passage, not for glory, but to prove harmony between man and beast. Today, many have traded the spear for conservation, protecting the very creatures their ancestors once challenged. Women wear brilliant beadwork, each color telling a story. Red for bravery and the blood of life, blue for the sky that brings rain, green for the earth that feeds the cattle, white for purity and peace. When they dance, the colors shimmer like living fire, each step echoing generations of rhythm and wisdom. But life in the savannah is changing. The rains no longer come as they once did. The grass grows thinner. Predators wander closer to villages, driven by hunger. Yet the Maasai endure, guided by the same unbroken bond that has sustained them for ages, their unity with the land. A Maasai elder once said, "We do not own the earth owns us. We walk lightly so our children may walk after us." As night falls over the plains, fires glow in the distance. The deep hum of chants blends with the call of hyenas and the distant roar of lions. Man and beast, song and silence, all are part of the same eternal heartbeat. The Maasai do not just live in the wild, they live with it. They are the bridge between ancient wilderness and the uncertain future of a changing world. In the remote heart of northern Tanzania, beyond the reach of roads and cities, lives a people untouched by time, the Hadza. They are among the last true hunter-gatherers on Earth, their lineage stretching back over 40,000 years. Here, in the shadow of the Rift Valley, they live as humankind once did, guided by instinct, simplicity, and an unbroken bond with nature. At dawn, the Hadza rise with the first light, their camp quiet except for the crackle of fire and the whisper of wind through the acacia trees. There are no clocks, no fields to till, no herds to guard. Their day begins when the sun says so and ends when darkness falls. Every morning, men set out with handmade bows strung with sinew, their arrows tipped with poison brewed from desert plants. They move silently through the bush, reading the earth like an open book, a bent blade of grass, a faint track in the dust, a bird's alarm call, all signs that life is near. A Hadza hunter does not chase blindly. He listens, he waits, he becomes part of the landscape until the moment is right. When an arrow flies, it does so with respect, not conquest. The kill is shared by all. Nothing is wasted. Even the smallest scrap of meat becomes a celebration of survival. The women, meanwhile, move through the scrub lands gathering tubers, berries, and wild honey, their laughter carrying across the plains. They know every tree, every plant, every hidden source of water. Their hands are the memory of the land itself. For the Hadza, there are no fences, no ownership, only the rhythm of give and take. They live with the wilderness, not against it. At night, when the sky burns with stars, they sit around their fires telling stories of creation and spirits that dwell in the wind. Their language, a complex blend of clicks, whistles, and tones, is as ancient as the earth they walk upon. Each sound echoes like the voice of humanity's beginning, To listen to them is to hear what our ancestors once heard, long before the first cities rose or the first machines were born. But this harmony is fragile. Modern encroachment, land development, hunting restrictions, and tourism threaten to erase their way of life. The Hadza, who have taken nothing from the world but what they need to survive, now face the slow theft of their freedom to exist as they always have. Still, under the vast African sky, they remain, a living link between the world that was and the world that is coming. When they sing to the stars, it is not for sorrow, it is for remembrance. Because the Hadza know a truth many have forgotten. We do not inherit the earth. We belong to it,